Hey everyone, I'm Scott Culpepper, and today I'm making my croissant bread pudding with eggnog. I got everything I needed from my local Ingles, so let's get started. So first of all, I purchased the croissants at Ingles. They come in 4 packs or 8 packs. This recipe specifically calls for 6 croissants. You can shred them just like this. We're gonna dry them out just in bite-sized pieces, large size, small size. I cut mine kind of medium. And I did dry them out in the oven at 200 degrees. It takes about 45 minutes depending on your oven setting. Or you can just cut them up a day ahead and let them sit out. But the key is we want them to be dry. So for the eggnog binder, I have 2 cups of eggnog, 1 cup of milk. I have some cinnamon and some nutmeg and egg, and just pureed it up together. So that's gonna be our binding agent. So we're going to start off by just putting a little bit of the breadcrumbs in each. I like doing mine in a muffin tin. You could do it in a casserole dish. I like this way because it's easier to serve individually. Just start with a few crumbs at the bottom, and then I like to add just a couple pecans on top of that. You can do as lightly or as heavily as you'd like, because there's going to be pecans throughout it. And then we're going to take the mixture and we want to just pour it over that first layer of the breadcrumbs. Just about come to the height of the bread that's in there. Get this started soaking up the binder. So we want these to be creamy and moist as the end result. And then we're just going to repeat that step again. Adding more breadcrumbs. This time we're going to kind of push them down in there to ensure that all the bread can start soaking up the eggnog mixture. This is a very simple recipe. It's very easy to do. You can cook these ahead of time or cook them fresh and serve them right out of the oven. They're just as easy to pop in the microwave and serve later. And then we're going to repeat with more binder, eggnog. You could also add allspice to this, makes it a very holiday flavor. Dried cranberries would be good in here. Do just a few more pecans. You know, sourdough bread is good for a bread pudding when you're making more on the savory side of things, or just regular bread, whatever you have, but I like the rich butteriness from the croissants. I'm going to top it off with one more layer of breadcrumbs. This is something fun to get your kids involved in too. Especially during the holidays, school's out and they want to help. Grandma and Grandpa's coming for Christmas or whatever. So let's just press those down one more time. I can see that the bread's already soaking up the mixture of the eggnog. And I'm going to bring it just up barely to the lip of the muffin tin. Don't want them to be too soggy. So, and lastly, I'm going to add, for the final layer, a few more pecans. And then I'm going to cut just small quarter pieces of butter. Put a couple on each one. What we're going to do is add brown sugar to the top of this to get a nice little finished caramelization of it. We're going to cook these at 350 for about 25 minutes. Check them and then cook for about another 20 minutes. So we'll just add some brown sugar to this. Get that extra sweetness with the sugar or the butter. very easy, very delicate, decadent dessert. So I'm going to throw these in the oven to get them started cooking, and then once they're finished, I'll bring them out and I'll show everyone. All right, the bread pudding is finished. We've let it sit for about 5 minutes before serving, so it's still gonna be nice and hot, but I'm just gonna take one of these out, just free up the edge. Use a knife or a fork, help pull it out. There we go. See that nice caramelization around the sides. What I like to do is, I have the recipes for both of these sauces. This is a bourbon caramel sauce. If you have people that don't like or don't want alcohol, there's only 2 tablespoons of bourbon. However, it still has alcohol in it. And for me, I can't get enough of this sauce. Not because I like bourbon, but just because I like the flavor to it. And then this is a little eggnog creme anglaise. Like I said, both these recipes will be on the website to go with this. And then of course, you gotta have a little bit of powdered sugar, because it's not sweet enough, right? There you have it. My croissant bread pudding with eggnog. Thanks so much for joining me today at the Ingles table. Remember to explore the rest of the site for more great recipes. Happy holidays.